don't think I really ever paid attention to that, so maybe I should start.
Yeah, start paying attention to that, because that is your key right there.
Yeah, I know when it's really quiet in the house, I kind of feel it more, but I never noticed after they leave. So I'll have to pay attention. They're here today, so today would be a good time to start that.
Yeah.
And when they start talking, listen to them. Even ask them questions.
What kind of questions would I ask them?
Ask them if they see somebody else there around you guys. And if they say, yeah, there's a man over there that looks like this, or a woman that looks like that, pay attention.
I'm going to have to, because you think it's probably somebody I know, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'll have to ask them and see. They're pretty good talkers, so that would be interesting to find out.
I would warn I would warn their mother and dad what you're going to do, because...
Oh, heck no.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah.
But actually, I make a bet with you that they do see, and they talk and they play.
Yeah. They, usually play together or play by themselves in separate rooms or something, but I've just got to start paying more attention. That's it.
Right.
You usually, if they're quiet and they're playing nice, you usually don't pay as much attention to them. It's when they get loud and start getting in stuff, that's when like, oh, gosh, what are they doing now? And
if they're talking to somebody that you cannot see, chances are they can, and you may want to ask them who they're talking to.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And let them describe that person.
Definitely. Well, you get ready for that, Dawn, because you have that 7-month-old grandson of yours.
Yeah, I know. And as you were talking, Mary, one thing that came to mind. Now, I have a beagle. He's a male beagle, and he goes through these spells where he barks, like this evening is one of those examples. But he goes through spells where he will bark like he's barking at something, and I'm talking like, it's not the usual let me in the house bark, I'm hungry bark, or, this, that, or that. It's a very urgent bark, and sometimes he can be in the house, and everything can be quiet, and he can perk up like he hears something. There's nothing going on outside, and it's almost like he sees something. And, and I just wonder, I know animals tend to have that sixth sense. Is that an indicator that when he does things like that, just kind of on the fly and unexpected, that there is someone in the house, like, spirit or ghost?
Somebody in here, Grab Fan, is also asking the same question about cats staring at walls and ceilings. They see what a person cannot see.
Mhm.
I was going to say what we can't see, but I see them. So
right.
Yeah.
But and it's really funny because half the time I don't even pay attention to them. My daughter's walking down the hall, and all of a sudden she walked right through somebody, and it freaked her out. But usually when animals do something like that, they're seeing something that you're not seeing.
Mhm.
Now, if they bark at them, is that to tell them to go away, or they're acknowledging them?
They're acknowledging.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They're definitely acknowledging.
Okay. Because I wondered, my dog does that sometimes too, especially my female, and I think it's because her and I are like joined at the hip, and so she'll jump on top of me if I'm laying in bed, and she'll start barking. So I don't know if she's trying to protect me from something or what she's doing, but I'm looking around like, what did you see? What did you hear? I don't see anything. Be quiet.
Yeah.
Right. But that's how they are, They want people the animals want people to know that there's a energy there.
Mhm.
And that's their way of letting you know.
Oh, that's good. Then I won't yell at her anymore. Or dogs get in trouble for nothing.
Oh, no,
yeah.
That's right.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's just their way of letting them know. Letting you all know that there's somebody there.
Okay. Before we got on air we were talking about, I'm sorry, you said Reiki, right?
Right.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and explain to everybody what that's about?
Reiki's like healing, and it's a really, really good healing part of a person because, like, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I heard a click, and I thought, uh-oh. What happens is, like, I'll look at somebody, and I'll work from their head down to their toes. I'll tell them if their neck is sore, their head is sore, or their back or whatever, and I'll do like a massage inside and loosen them all up and stuff. And it works. In the chat room here, Jordan is saying that they've had Reiki done on the hip, and it was immediate relief for a while. And like I told you when the show first, right before it started, David, I did it with his significant other and his partner, and it worked right. It calms you down. It makes you feel better. It takes the pain away or, the tightness away. It really works.
Well, I know definitely that I could use the Reiki and I could use the hypnotizing. I have a question about that, though. Many years ago, I had gone to a hypnotist to lose weight and to quit smoking. I didn't do either. So how do you know if you're hypnotized and if that really worked? I could not tell when I walked out of there if it had taken effect or not.
Well, first of all, the person has to be open to it, to the suggestion.
Well, I thought I was, but seems like maybe I wasn't.
If you really don't want to quit smoking or quit eating, it's not going to work. Like I told you, I did it with Mandy Leash, and she told me that she went from a pack to a pack and a half a day down to maybe a half a pack a day. She cut down significantly. And she said her eating, I had put the suggestion in that she wouldn't eat after 7 o'clock. She said she's not even hungry at night anymore, and she used to always eat at night.
Wow.
So if you're open to it, and also to tell you the truth, it depends on the hypnotist. And I'm not cutting anybody down. Let's get that straight right up.
Right.
But I've had people call me, even with psychics, and doing wishes. I had this one woman call me up, and she says, Mary, I contacted this psychic who told me that they could do this wish for me to make this guy come back to me. And she said, I paid $1,800 for it.
Oh, my gosh.
I said, you know what happened to that $1,800 and that wish? She said, yeah, it went right out the window. I said, yes. I said, because that's bull crap. Reiki could be do over the phone. It could be done over the phone. I want to make that clear because somebody in the chat room was saying that if you're in person and do it all day, you shouldn't have to do it all day. And before I did with Mandy, she had tried to be hypnotized before, and it did not work. I wish she was here so she could talk to you guys about this. But she's on my Facebook, and she'll be on my show tonight, too, if you guys want to come and ask her this. But if you're open to it and you trust the person, it should work. And you can actually put suggestions in your own mind. If you get to the point, like where I told you, go from relax yourself to you're just about to the point you can't even move, you can put that suggestion in your mouth, in your mind also, and tell yourself, I will not smoke, or I will lose weight, or I won't eat so much, or whatever you want to do. And it really works.
Well, maybe I'll have to try some of that then. Now, I know you said Reiki can be done over the phone, but being hypnotized, that can't be done over the phone, can it?
I have not done it over the phone. I will not do it over the phone because you never know what you're going to run into.
Okay. I was just
and
curious.
I've been asked if I would do past life over the phone, and that's a big no because you never know how that person is going to react.
Yeah, and if they disconnect from the phone, that could not be good then, right? Before you're done, or
all hypnotizing is being in a deep relaxation.
No, I mean I'm sorry, for the past life.
Yeah, the first time I ever did it, I did it on somebody, and it's up on YouTube too. It was back in June, and I did it on a man, and he was going, and I'm like, what? And he goes, Eric, and I'm like, oh God! I jumped back, and I'm like, oh my God, and he goes, Eric, I'm Eric. And he scared the crap out of me. And I'm like, okay. Well, then he started sobbing. And I'm like, oh, my God. What happened was his girlfriend took their baby and walked out on him.
Oh.
So I had to bring him out of it.
Oh, wow.
And then when I brought him out of it, he says, that did not feel good. And I'm like, okay. But then we put him under again, and he ended up being another guy. And he was okay. But I would not do a past life regression over the phone. No, I won't even do the hypnotizing really over the phone. It's better to do it in person. But I am certified in both, just to let you know.
Okay. Now, do you do spirit guides?
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. I had that done a long time ago too, and I don't know if I believed or didn't believe. I was kind of in the middle, but I had been going to this one psychic for many years that I truly believed in, and she offered many different services, and that was one of them I had taken up with her. And when she did it, I got a spirit. There was actually a few spirit guides, I guess, and one was a white tiger, and another one was a girl, and I can't think of her name right now. There was a little boy named Jamie, and she explained to me like what each one of them did for me. So, but I mean, I saw myself on a mountaintop, like if Sedona, Arizona, that type of the Red Mountain type area, and in a cave, and I saw her dad, and I mean, it was just, I think her name was Mary, or Maria, that was her name, Maria, my other spirit guide. So, but that's so many years ago. My gosh, that has to be at least 20 years ago. And I paid attention for quite a long time, but then after that, you get busy with life and you forget those things. And I just thought about it now.
Yeah, there's so many people that have spirit guides around them. I pretty much do everything. The only thing that I do have a problem with I don't have a problem with it, I don't really do is auras. And I'm sure they'll open me up to auras. But I started seeing them in June, but I don't do them very often. And it's not because I've never actually looked into doing them. Because I get all this other stuff thrown at me that I just, I take it as it comes. What I'm being shown is what I do. Mm-hmm. If I'm meant to see an aura, they're going to show me an aura. Otherwise, I'm like, whatever. I take it in stride because I never know. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I never know what I'm going to see. I don't know. A lot of times, like I was talking to my cousin, and I started talking to her about something, and then she said something, and I'm like, huh? And she's like, well, you just told me da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I did? And I'm like, okay, then I guess it's going to happen, because I never know. It just pops up, and it's like, okay. So I just take things with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm. Well, you probably have to at this point.
Yeah. And it's like, okay. But that's
Dawn?
I'm
sorry. Dawn wanted to say something.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay. I didn't know if she was through, so I didn't want to interrupt. I was just going to ask you, I hit a deer last week coming in from work one day, and I'd never hit a deer before, but I drive this country road on my commute home from work, and the deer just appeared out of nowhere. It was right in front of my vehicle, and so it did some damage on my front left fender, and I am just still amazed that, one, my vehicle didn't get damaged any more than it did. It did about $1,600 worth of damage. I have to have it fixed. But the fact that I wasn't harmed, I've heard so many horror stories about people hitting deer, especially in North Carolina.